Yeah. Titans hit the training camp practice field in pads for the first time. And the story?
It's not great.
Buck tweeted, I argue the other way, and I'll get to that. And it's going to lead me down a path that Slay wanted this day to happen.
What?
For Cam Ward to have a bad day.
Yes.
Well, guess what?
So Buck tweeted that Cam Ward had his worst practice thus far today, and that's exactly what you wanted. Slay, you wanted to see the bounce back. So the bounce back is tomorrow. They're in pads again tomorrow.
Yep.
Fans are out there again tomorrow.
Yep.
He threw 3 interceptions today.
It almost make me want to go back out there tomorrow. It almost make me want to go back out there.
Can I say this?
He was
Absolutely.
11 of 26, 3 interceptions, 6 of 17 in team period.
Yep.
It's the first padded practice.
Exactly.
Everybody needs to chill the hell out.
People are wild out here, man. They wild out here.
I mean, I saw somebody talking about benching him.
Yeah, that's wilder.
Dude, it's training camp.
And I ain't talking
It's
about
their
Gene.
first padded practice.
A former player that we love and respect suggested that.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Instant evaluation.
Yeah, I wouldn't down.
I mean, this is crazy, y'all.
It is.
It's crazy. We can sit here and listen. I want to get Slay's take on all of it because, is it the offensive line or his receivers not separating? Whatever. But regardless, the kid's coming straight from college, and this is the first ever padded practice with nothing but NFL players.
Yep.
Listen, you're going to have
in
challenges.
his life.
Do you fall apart? Does it extend to, tomorrow, the next day, or do you flush it? I'm willing to bet he flushes it. I'm not saying he couldn't.
Flush it.
I mean, he may have a bad day tomorrow too. I mean, he's a rookie quarterback.
I felt he flushed it during practice.
Oh. Before we get to you, let's get to Brian Callahan. Talking about Cam's interceptions to the linebackers, do they worry the head coach?
No, certainly things you got to correct and coach off of. One of the minor things that shows up sometimes is quarterbacks generally have a lot of confidence in trying to throw the ball over people, and that's a thing in the NFL you don't get away with very often. And so you learn that. You learn that these guys get enough depth. They're where they're supposed to be. It's hard to throw the ball over people, and he's had 2 or 3 of those to Cody. And then the one in the stadium was just a really nice. Cam got moved off his spot in the pocket, so he's a little bit late to it. And then James made a great break on the ball. That one was just a really good play by James. But those are the things you coach and you keep working on, and you keep showing where the alternative throw could have been. And he gets it every time we go through it. So it's a good process.
There was a head coach. What was your take on what you saw out there today, Slay Dog?
All right. First and foremost,
it wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't pretty, but it was beautiful for the defense.
There you go.
Yeah, it was.
Who I said is going to be terrible.
Right, but they were flying around. They were active, and the most important thing for the defense, they were having active hands. So Cam's trajectory on his passing, when it comes out, sometimes it's low, sometimes like he changes his arm angle. And so this time, when guys wasn't able to get there, like Big T Sweat was just like, okay, I'm just put my hands up, tip, interception. So he had a couple of plays like that. That kind of threw off the timing of it. The other part of it, I thought overall from the offense, when watching Cam Ward work, he was thinking guys were needing to be in certain spots and they wasn't. So that was just a little bit of miscommunication between him and the receivers or him and the tight ends. And the defense just happened to be where Cam wanted the receiver to sit down in the pocket instead of running the route. So in other words, he wants them to see what he sees, and they're running. This is how it looked like to me. He wants them to see what he sees, but they're running the play, if that makes sense, the receivers at the time.
See, and part of that is a Cam transition from college to the NFL.
Well, and that's a great description, Slay. I'm glad you outlined it that way. That was beautifully done.
But let me say this too, though. Let me finish this. But when coming back to the huddle, he's explaining it to them right away. It's not waiting until the series is over or anything. Yeah. While they coming back to the huddle, he's telling them, hey, and it's in a cool way. You know what I mean?
You got to think out there.
Yeah. Like,
and we got to be on the same page, and that's going to take a minute.
I need you to sit down right there. Yes, I could have helped you. I could have hit you going, but sit down on that spot right there. Lockett does a wonderful job of it.
Let me ask you this. okay, you said Lockett did a wonderful job of that. Were younger, more inexperienced receivers involved in certain things more than maybe a Ridley? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're going to need multiple younger receivers to give production, and they're probably at the point in their playbook where they're trying to just do their route.
Yeah. Yep.
As opposed to like, hey, man, if the linebacker's not where he's supposed to be, you need to check it down, like you're saying, and just sit down. And they're so worried probably about doing their job that they're not thinking like that yet.
Yep, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. And I think that's what it was. Yeah, Calvin Ridley also, like, he was getting a step on his man, missed him on a couple of connections, overthrew him on one. The other missed him after he stuttered, but he hit Lockett on a beautiful ball going at a post route. So, I mean, it's going to be fine. The offensive line is fine. A couple of times the pocket collapsed. It would have been sacks, or at least
I heard Zeitler was a disaster.
In 11 on 11. But one-on-ones?
Good on one-on-ones, yeah.
No, bring your mama and your lunch pail. We finna have a picnic.
Yeah.
That's what he was
at
telling
that
me.
point, he's got Corey Levin on his left and J.C. Latham first year
Him and
right
Latham
tackle.
work good together, though.
Okay, but I'm just saying from a mental perspective, is he distributing some of his mental time in 11 on 11? Like,
I think
kind of
so.
worrying about what's going on
I'm
next
not,
to
I'm
him?
not close enough to see that and be able to, feel that because I was up perched with Savage in him. Yeah. So,
Perched.
but I did think the 11 on 11 was better with Skoronski and Dan Moore?
Yeah.
Dan Moore out there at the left tackle.
Okay.
It was a couple of times, too, though, like, they just got to get it together. I'm way more cool with what's going on the right side. I'm very comfortable with the right side. Left side, they just they just need to work together a little bit more. Skoronski one-on-one, holding his own. Mm-hmm. Anchor. Man, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
And he has.
Yeah,
he
and
always
he has. He has. So I think, man, with this offense, if this pocket doesn't crumble, and I think they're going to be able to have a good pocket, you also got to understand, man, Big Jeff and T. Sweat, these are two freaks, dog. Yeah. These two freaks of nature.
Word around the campfire was Big Jeff had a day.
Yeah, and whenever he wanted to have a day.
So and we'll get into this, like with the dropped weight and the leaner, more skillfully proportioned muscular activity going on in his body, that they're going to be able to move him around the whole defensive line.
Yeah, and his hand movement up front. I don't know what he did in the offseason, but boy, he taekwondo up front. So he's getting busy. The edge is it's going to be a question for a second. Even though Arden is active, it's still not, needs some help with it. Joseph Day did solid. Your boy, Cody Barton, man, he got something about him. Mm-hmm. He just got something about him.
Peter Skoronski talked about the O-line's cohesion today.
Yeah, I think it's still early. That'll build slowly. I think it doesn't just happen, don't just show up and we're a cohesive unit. That's going to take a lot of reps in camp, and this is only day one in pads, so that's going to take some time and, through the preseason and into the first few weeks. A lot of cohesion stuff is kind of mental, honestly, just be on the same page. The physicality, I think we all just kind of bring individually, and that becomes one as a unit, but we've already been kind of building, I think, mentally, through the past 2 days and walkthroughs and jog-throughs and stuff. But, of course, there's always extra intensity, when we get into this phase.
Yeah. It's going to grow. It's going to grow. Defense just had a day. Like, you can see.
We talked about it yesterday. Defense always wins early.
The it factor is still there with Cam.
Everywhere.
Don't bring in nobody. Don't
and if they
send
don't,
nobody. Like, come on,
it's
man.
bad.
They going to be fine.
I'll say this because somebody brought up, Levis wasn't like this last year. I'm like, last year wasn't his rookie year.
Yeah, it wasn't his rookie year.
Like, he played in actual NFL games, which is why they thought he was going to be the starter because of that Atlanta game. That it was not his rookie year. He was in a completely different place. I mean, this is Cam Ward is walking into the NFL without getting the feel of the speed. This was the first day pads are on where you can really feel at least more of the speed. It's still not game speed, but it's better. And this was his very first day. Like, you be patient.
Even with pull-ups and the whistle being blown and everything, they let him play through it. he got, like you said, he got a feel of it. And with him, the way we know he's wired and the way he plays, that's all he needs to be able to go and compute it. I get, man, this is, I know we got to do this. Let's sports talk, but dog. If you have been armed about this, you're nuts.
Yes, I'm
You're
shocked
nuts.
with the pure
From day
panic
one.
on social media with day one impact.
It's crazy.
I can
From
only
the
speak.
offensive line to the receivers
crazy.
to Cam.
I can only speak from my perspective as someone who's watched them since they've been here and actually when I was a kid in Houston. But just watching so much NFL stuff, like I love the information. Like I love you giving your take of what you saw today. But for me, I'm not going to react to it like emotionally until things are stacked together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you can see, just like I said, with players coming back to the huddle and Cam coaching them up and telling them where he wanted them to be, when they're walking the field, like away from everybody, I followed Big Jeff, and Big Jeff went to Zeitler and was telling them, like, hey, man, such and such. You know what I mean? You can see with the hand move is him coaching them up on how he's beating them. Latham, him going to Latham, Big Jeff going to Latham, and them having a conversation. So, man, it's you got new guys involved, and it's going to take a second for the pace and everything to catch up. But when it catches up, you can see that it's going to be trouble. Now, as bad of a day as the offense had as a whole, it was still some bright spots where you was like, okay.
That's
it.
We've got plenty of time to get into all that, and we will. Robert on YouTube. Again, you can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
The Evident Bank chat is open. That's where Robert posted this. You're telling people that don't know how to merge in traffic to be patient.
Legit point.
Which is a great point.
So you sent us some videos from your glasses or whatever, and watching them. What did I say? I almost felt like the offense was confused.
Yeah.
You said there was no space for the receivers.
And yeah, offense looked confused, and then not a whole lot of separation from the receivers, and that's a small snippet of practice. But so in our chat, Honey X Bun or something, who knows? Why don't y'all use normal usernames?
Oh, that's a normal name. Honey X Bun 0.
Oh, that's normal?
I don't know.
All right. Hey, Honey Bun.
Pulp Fiction
says the favoritism from Don for Cam Ward is crazy. What? Why? Because I said it's the kid's first padded practice? That's not crazy.
No, this.
The guy's a rookie. So this is now the rest of it said, but Cam will definitely have a bounce back practice for sure. Hashtag tighten up.
Thanks, Zach. It was Gabe Lally on the blitz.
There you go.
He also had a pick today off a batted ball off of someone's helmet.
I think it was hand. I think it was
Sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that necessary?
Yeah.
It really wasn't. So anyway,
Zeph loves his vault.
do I say War Eagle every time there's an Auburn guy?
Yes, absolutely you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Listen, Zeph loves his Vols.
But
Zeph has a full grasp of his Vols.
Absolutely.
It's because you clamored for him all offseason. Yeah. So what? Now I think he just sucks because he has a bad practice on the very first day of padded.
And so did 31 other teams.
Like, that's crazy to me. So all of this made me go back and dig on the internet for stories about Patrick Mahomes and his very first training camp. Now, I will say from the get-go, Patrick Mahomes would make throws that here and there that were special that people would talk about. But some of the quotes from way back in his first and second week of training camp. Now, remember, he was the backup to Alex Smith. So he wasn't coming in as the starter knowing that was his job. You know, he came
Hardly played that first year.
Yeah, hardly played the first year. This was 2017. But so I was reading some of the training camp articles from back in 2017 in his first camp. And some of the quotes that I wrote down that I just think were interesting. People talked about the throws here and there that were special, but about how he would just scramble to make a play because he was confused. and didn't really know what was going on. First practice, came in screaming in the huddle, the play call.
Yeah.
So in his first camp in week 1 and 2, and then to the point where he became more comfortable, and then he was looking off safeties and all of that. But the first 2 weeks basically of his camp, now this is what I will say, all the reports said he was accurate, but he just wasn't great.
Mm-hmm.
But he was still accurate. And that is an argument that some people are saying that Cam Ward was not accurate today. And you saw that. He overthrew Ridley, right, a couple times. Some of his throws were short today. But it's good perspective. You know, I mean, you're talking about one of the best quarterbacks in the game right now, who people went back and talked about his first 2 weeks at training camp too. It's just a different level when you're coming from college. It's a different speed.
And you can, my bad, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You can go up from any level, from junior high to high school to college, college to pros, if you're fortunate enough to play that long. And you notice immediately when you get to training camp on this level, I don't care what professional sport it is. I don't care what college it is that you go to. You notice immediately when you get out there at a team-like atmosphere, team setting, the first thing you notice is the speed, automatically. The second thing you notice is the strength and how to be able to control and use that. Then you ask everybody to a man or a woman, when did it start to settle in? And the first thing they're going to say is the game slowed down for me. It really didn't slow down. You're just picking it up and analyzing a little quicker to where everybody else is. Like you're getting up to speed. That's called getting up to speed. So this is, man. Go ahead. Like this is crazy. It's crazy we having this conversation.